Ofwat told us they've backed investment of around £1 billion to water companies each year. And Water UK said they want to invest more, but need the government and Ofwat's backing at the next price review. Fairford is a small town in the Cotswolds, a desirable place to live. It's seen an influx of new property developments in recent years. And whilst the demand for housing increases, there isn't always the same level of demand for improvement when it comes to the water treatment works that serve residents.
Fairford's had major development over the last decade or so, and effectively looking at a population that's gone up by a quarter to a third, with relatively little other new infrastructure work going in at the same time.
So I really don't understand how you can have an area that is struggling with capacity for sewage, and yet new houses can be continually built.
The build, build, build mantra means that the whole system is skewed towards letting the development happen and maybe sorting out problems later.
Last year, Fairford Sewage Treatment Works dumped raw sewage into the local river for over 100 days continuously. It means Fairford is one of the worst spillers in the Thames Water region.
There's a whole system built around the water companies and the pressures they're under from Ofwat to keep bills low, only to do X on investment. So we're avoiding infrastructure work that needs doing, and urgent environmental work, climate change work, all of that, to keep houses affordable.
Thames Water says they work with authorities and developers to ensure current infrastructure supports growth. They plan to spend £2 million to upgrade Fairford Sewage Treatment Works. Finally, we're heading back up the Thames to Port Meadow, where people are still enjoying a swim, which is surprising when you consider what the Environment Agency told me.
So should people be swimming in the rivers, or should they stay clear of them for now?
The rivers that we have are not there for human swimming. They're there for the wildlife and the fish that live within them. I think if we want to start talking about water that's fit for human health, then that is a good conversation to have. But that is a much bigger conversation.
So you're taking a risk. It's a personal risk if you decide to go in the rivers at the moment.
I don't swim in rivers, and I would just advise everybody to use the information and the data. I wouldn't advise anybody to take a risk.
If you want to find out how much raw sewage was dumped last year in your area, you can look on the Rivers Trust website. And if you decide you still want to take the plunge and the risk, here's some sensible advice.
If you wash your hands and your face with clean water after coming out before eating any food, and also make sure any open wounds are covered.
So while there are some things we can all be aware of, the message is clear. Our rivers and seas are in a sorry state, often down to the dumping, sometimes illegally, of raw sewage by water companies. And much will need to change alongside some serious investment if we want to see our rivers thriving once more.